How would you like to be remembered in this community?
Great question. I'd like to be remembered as a pro-community active person, a person who rolls up her sleeves when there is a problem and presents a solution. Because I strongly believe that in the community we live in the world at large, you're either a part of the problem or a part of the solution. And I'd like to be remembered as one who is always a part of the solution. Yes.
That's good. Yeah. It takes a lot of work to get out there and do it. It's one thing to donate some money. It's another thing to get down there and put the elbow grease to it. That's
Absolutely.
A lot. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What was the happiest moment of your life?
Wow. Well, the happiest moment of my life is, of course, there are so many, but if I were to highlight one specific moment was the birth of my children. These two are my pride and joy. One is now 19, the other is 15. And my the boy is the oldest one, and he's in college and studying psychology. So I'm proud of the work my children has done in raising these children in a community such as ours, where we are often faced with criminal activity and dropout rates and detention issues, with juvenile detention having to receive young children who are in trouble with the law. So I'm very proud that my children turned out to be successful. My girl is in high school and she's going to be a sophomore in a couple of months, actually September. So I'm proud of the fact that we are in a troubled community where the statistics for juvenile detention in jail and prison is very high. However, my kids, by faith in God, escaped that and are very successful today.
Oh, that's good.
Very proud of that.
That's excellent. What was your earliest memory of the Washington Shores community?
My earliest memory of this community was the initiation of my children into elementary public school. We've transitioned from private school education because we wanted our kids to have a well-rounded experience, not just housed and locked in and sheltered in a private Christian community, but I wanted them to have a balance. So I initiated them into the public school system, in Washington Shores Elementary School. It was one of the first schools that housed my children, that taught my children from first grade on to the fifth grade of graduation. And I'm so proud of that memory because it was a transition that was well worth instilling a balance in our children. Yes, because often we teach them the good and we shelter them to remain good, but in reality they're exposed to the music by television, by radio, influence in school from other peers, So when we shelter them, we sort of forget the other part of the realistic part of life. So my purpose was to have them a balance in public school, private school, and they grow with both knowledge. Yes.
Well, who was the most important person in your life? What could you tell us about him or her?
Wow, the most important person in my life is my grandmother, who's gone on to be with the Lord. She passed on 96 years old. She was 96 years old. And she was the most important person in my life because when my mother was left to raise 7 children on her own, she embraced the situation. She helped out. She helped to raise us in the fear and admonition of the Lord. She instilled faith, trusting God. And she actually became a second mother because my real mother was preoccupied with making a living outside, going to work 9 to 5, the routine. So my grandmother stepped in the place as if she were the dad in the home, and she nurtured and raised all of us, my siblings, 7 brothers and sisters, and half brothers and sisters as well. So my grandmother has the most fond memory for me. She's done great work. She's planted faith, gave me the foundation of faith. I learned Bible study and prayer from her. So that's who is my most, yes.
So your childhood was in another country. How, when you came over here, were you already an adult when you came?
No, actually, I was raised in Georgetown, Guyana, and when my family migrated, I was 10 years old.
Oh.
So I'm 45 years old today. Don't tell anyone. But for the majority of my life, 35 years, I've lived in America. I've had the opportunity to travel around the world in its 7 seas with the military service I've done. But in my childhood days, I've learned a different social, a different cultural experience. And when I came to America, I was able to see another side of the world where freedom is more than any place else. You know, so my childhood memories are very happy memories. And at 10 years old, it was all about play and toys and, you know, more play and more toys.
Yes, yes. And you came here. When you came to America, you went to New York?
New York City, the fast life,
Yes.
the Big Apple.
The Big Apple.
Yes. There I lived about 10 years, completed high school, studied and passed the citizenship test for citizenship here in America, and ventured off into my 2-year college at Lehman's Performing Arts Center, where I studied performing arts. And there, after 2 years of college in New York, I branched into the military. And there I was a mess management specialist. I learned to cook, clean the galley, prepare meals, and serve large quantities of meals and supplies. So my experience in the military is sort of a management experience that raised me into business management. Got out of the military and studied business management. So my bachelor's degree is in business administration, my master's degree is in business administration, and I'm currently a doctoral student candidate at Walden University. Again, business administration. So.
Oh, that's great. Is there anything else about your life that you would like to tell us?
Well, actually, at this time, I'm so proud of the work that I've accomplished, and I would like to admonish others to do the same, that coming from a different socio-economical background does not exclude you from rolling up your sleeves and making a difference in the space you dwell presently. Some of us linger on the past, but there's more work to be done. So I'd like to encourage other members of the community to do likewise. And not because something is or has been done forever, like 76 years of mailboxes on one side of the street, means that there should not be a change, or there cannot be a change. For goodness sakes, see the problem, but become a part of the solution. And that's what I'd like to leave with everyone else, because we are celebrating African American history in this month, Black History Month, in the month of February. And Rosalie Parks and Bethune-Cookman and all the other legends, and Martin Luther King, all the other persons who've gone ahead of us have done great works. They've seen problems, but they became a part of the solution. And that's what I'd like to encourage others to do.
Well, thank you very much. This was a great interview. I appreciate you coming here.
Thank you. God